Hello children, welcome back. So before we start today's session, let's have a quick recap of lesson number 9 of module 1 and 2 which we have started, right? So the lesson is the bond of love, and the bond of love is between the sloth bear Bruno and his mistress, that is our narrator's wife. So how did he get that sloth bear and all? You all remember? It was by an accident, as one of his companions unfortunately shot at the mother sloth bear, and they did not realize that it was carrying a baby sloth bear on its back. So that's how somehow, by hook or crook, whatever the way, he had to try to get that. He could get the sloth bear and he brought it home and he had gifted to his wife. Then what was the reaction of his wife? She was very much delighted. She was so happy. Then that's how the very good friendship developed between those two, narrator's wife and she named him as Bruno, right? And then the trouble started when it started eating and drinking everything, and a very funny list and big list is given that what are all the things it eats and what are all the things it drinks and all. They have just given us the list. So everything, that is a word is used by the narrator that says that Bruno eats. An unfortunate incident is narrator brought the rat poison, like rat killer we call it, a poison to kill the rats, which was kept in the library, as all the rats, they were spoiling the library and the books and all. And unfortunately, the baby sloth bear consumed a bit of the rat killer, that's a poison. But somehow, the treatment given by the veterinary doctor could rescue him. So 2 injections were given to him. Then the way it looked at the narrator as it was injected, it shows that how unfair you are. Why are you causing me a lot of pain by making me to be brought here and letting me undergo these injections? Then also narrator says that he understands the way it expresses by looking at, he feels that, no, I'm so strong. This is Bruno. And Bruno, no poison can harm Bruno. This is how it was looking so confident. So till here we have completed, if I am not wrong, children. Am I right? So now quickly let's go further. So page number 115 and paragraph 11. Another time is like one more day or one more time, another incident took place. He found nearly 1 gallon of old engine oil which I had drained from the sump of the Studebaker and was keeping as a weapon against the inroads of termites. He promptly drank the lot, but it had no ill effects whatever. So see, as they said, no, nothing like it makes it to be away from it to drink or eat. So next time what did it do? It consumed the engine oil which he had taken it from the old American car. That's a brand. Studebaker is a old American car. So as he had the old car and he had to take out the used oil which would be black in color, you all might be knowing, right children? So that he kept it aside at least to use it as one of the weapons to kill the termites, because he had a big problem with the termites, right? So even that oil also, our Bruno, sweetest Bruno, consumed it, but this time that engine oil did not affect its body and it was absolutely alright, though it has consumed that engine oil, used engine oil also. Then the months rolled on and Bruno had grown many times the size he was when he came. So of course, as you all know, it's a wild animal and a very big in size as well, right? So as it was a very small baby when it was gifted to narrator's wife, right? But as the days were passing on and months were passing on, so even its size also started growing big and bigger and biggest. He had equaled the Alsatians in height and had even outgrown them. So already we had learned that even the narrator had 2 more Alsatian dogs also, which are which look very wild and very big in size, right? So even our Bruno also could equalize the same size and much more, it was even much more taller and even stouter also. But it was just as sweet, just as mischievous, just as playful. But the only difference was in size, the way it was just growing. But when it comes to its behavior and attitude, it was so sweet as how it was before. It was very playful. It was even mischievous also, like all silly things. It used to run here and there and all, So the same kind of mischievousness also, like it is seen, the mischief is seen in it, playful mentality, and also being so sweet with his mistress especially. And he was very fond of us all. So of course it got accustomed to everybody, and like very good compatibility could be seen among all the people of that particular family. Above all, he loved my wife, and she loved him too. This is what is called the bond of love. So please underline, children. So now we have come to that title. Bond of love is between Bruno and his mistress, as I said, right? So narrator's wife and Bruno, they developed, like, sometimes we cannot even express in words the relation between two people or two things, right? So similarly even here. She had changed his name from Bruno to Baba. So now she has changed the name of the sloth bear, as she has like christened before as Bruno. Now she has changed the name to Baba. So Baba is nothing but, the young children are usually called as Baba. Nana, Kanna, Babu, we all call it in our region, right, children? So similarly, Baba is called a particular region. So she started calling him Baba. She changed the name now. And a Hindustani word signifying small boy. That's what I was telling you. And he could be, like, he could do a few tricks also. Then she started training him. As you all know, animals can easily be trained, right? Then some tricks and some, feats it started doing with the help of his mistress at the command. So she trained Bruno to Baba to take some commands. Then how she had given and what are all the things, we will come to know now. At the command, Baba, wrestle. So whenever mistress, she used to call Baba, saying, Baba, wrestle. Then Baba, box. So boxing and wrestling. She was wanting Baba to just enact as if it was taking part in wrestling and boxing. Because its size is so huge, you all remember, children. Then he vigorously tackled anyone who came forward for a rough and tumble. So whatever the thing comes across to Baba, it used to wrestle and it used to even box also. Whatever the thing it comes across. So it does mean that it used to understand all the commands given by his mistress. So Baba wrestle, Baba box. Whenever she used to say so, immediately it used to pretend as if it is boxing with somebody and as if it is taking part in wrestling. Give him a stick and say, Baba, hold gun. So she used to provide Baba a gun, and she used to say, Baba, hold a gun. So it used to pretend as if it is holding a gun to shoot somebody. So that stick, it used to take it as what? A gun. And she used to ask him, Baba, where is baby? One more thing is, where is baby? She used to ask him. So she has given one twisted stick to Baba, and making him understand that it needs to consider it as a baby. So where is the baby, Baba? She used to ask. Then immediately he produced the cradled affectionately a stump of wood which he had carefully concealed in his straw bed. So whatever I said, that twisted piece of wood, which she named it as a baby, and she made Baba to understand that it is a baby. So always whenever she used to call for a baby, Baba, tell me where is the baby, it used to immediately get that twisted stick which was kept in Baba's bed. Then it used to get it, and its bed was made with what, children? It was straw. Straw in the sense the dry grass, because it would be it would be giving the warmth in the winters, and it will be giving the cool environment especially in summers and all. So to create comfort for the baby sloth bear, they made all the facilities done. Then all these kinds of things, the commands. So you may see a question that what are all the commands, it was able to take it and all. First one was wrestling and boxing. She used to call for Baba wrestle, Baba box, then it used to. Then pretending as if it was shooting by taking a stick as if it is a gun. Then getting a cradled stick, thinking it as a baby from its bed. So all these things, they look so funny, and they look so, very amazing sometimes, right? But because of the tenants' children, poor Bruno or Baba had to be kept chained most of the time. As already we had learned that they also had tenants' family, right? Where there are many children in the family. So as due to its size or due to maybe its mischief also, always tenants used to like complain on Bruno or Baba to our narrator. Then almost all the times, they used to chain it. They used to put him by chaining Bruno. So once an animal is chained, children, it becomes so restless, and sometimes there is chance of getting ferocious also. So that now they say the poor thing, it was chained almost. Then my son and I advised my wife. Then my son. So even now we will need to understand that they also have a son. So son and our narrator, they advised wife, and friends also advised her to give Baba to the zoo at Mysore. So now they have come up with a suggestion telling her to better to give Baba, that is the sloth bear, to the zoo, because now it's not bearable to have a huge size of wild animal in the residential locality, and having it in a home is not possible. So better we give it to the zoo at Mysore. He was getting too big to keep at home. The main problem was its size, because and that too it was a wild animal. If it is a dog or a cat or any bird, nobody would bother even, right? But when it comes to its size, it's so big, very enormous, right? Then he said that we cannot keep him anymore at home. After some weeks of such advice, she at last consented. Then as everybody started giving her the same suggestion, and more or less she was pressurized to say yes, and somehow after a few months she has given consent. Consent in the sense her acceptance. She has accepted that fine now, as we cannot do anything, there is no other go. So let us give Bruno to the zoo authorities. Hastily, and before she could change her mind, a letter was written to the curator of the zoo. Curator is nothing but children head in charge of the zoo. So immediately, hastily, why did he do that action hastily? Because children, human beings, they keep changing their decisions once they reanalyze that maybe I did a wrong thing. It wasn't a right decision taken. Then why don't I change my mind? Why don't I change my decision? Sometimes we keep doing that. Then if at all narrator's wife would do that, and if would change her mind to not to send him to zoo and all again, then it would become a problem. So without wasting any time, immediately narrator has written a letter to the curator. Curator is the one who takes care of the zoo, so we can call him as an in charge of the zoo, zoological park, where you see all the animals kept. Immediately he has written a letter. And in letter he quoted that, did he want a tame bear for his collection? So he just inquired that if at all, would they like to keep a sloth bear in their zoo? And he got an instant reply saying that yes. So even zoo authorities also were wanting the sloth bear to be kept in their zoo. Then the zoo sent a cage from Mysore. So see, within no time, rapid actions are being done here. Within no time, as soon as they got instant reply, taking that yes, saying that yes, we want to take the sloth bear, immediately they sent a cage also to carry the sloth bear to their zoo. And it was carried by putting itself in a cage, and that cage was placed in a big lorry, and that's how they carried it to the zoo park. And a distance of 87 miles. How long is that particular zoo from their place? 87 miles. And Baba was packed off. Then Baba was sent off. So the sloth, sweet bear, the mischievous bear, the playful bear is sent to the zoo. Now I want you all to just empathize the situation of the narrator's wife, because they had a wonderful bonding, right? Narrator's wife and the sloth bear. So once the sloth bear is sent to the zoo, what could have happened to narrator's wife? How she would have reacted to it, and how could have she take it and all. Now you will see. We all missed him greatly. Everyone of their family, including tenants, started missing Bruno. But in a sense, we were relieved. But at other side, they were relieved also, because whatever the mischief it used to do, and whatever the inconvenience and discomfort it used to cause to the tenants and all, and always there were complaints ready to receive. So all these things are no more to be faced. So some point, some corner of their heart was even relieved also, that fine, now we don't need to receive any more complaints. But my wife was inconsolable, so nobody could really console her. Nobody could make her sorrow to be subsided, because The bond is unexpressible love and affection they had in between. So she was uncontrollable, and she had her status was so miserable. She wept and fretted, the word is used. She used to be very restless. Fretted is being very restless. They can't even sleep properly, they can't even eat. They cannot do any of the works, by putting their concentration. That is called fretted, the word is used. So constantly being anxious about something. Always they will be very anxious. Because she kept on crying so long. And for the first few days, she would not eat a thing. As soon as it was packed off, Bruno was sent to the zoo. She could not take the food. Then she wrote a number of letters to the curator. Then she used to write many letters to the curator inquiring about the well-being of Bruno. How was Baba? Back kept the replies. So even the curator used to send the replies to the mistress saying, well, but fretting. So please underline again. So see the reaction of the mistress and also Bruno. They were having the same effect on both of them. Fret, it's nothing, but they were both very, very, very restless. Bruno being in the zoo was very restless, and his mistress, that is our narrator's wife, being at home also was very restless and anxious and were not having food. So even Bruno also started refusing the food. After that, friends visiting Mysore were begged to make a point of going to the zoo and seeing how Baba was getting along. They reported that he was well, but looked very thin and sad. All the keepers at the zoo said he was fretting. For 3 months I managed to restrain my wife from visiting Mysore. Then she said one day, I must see Baba. Either you take me by car or I will go myself by bus or train. So I took her by car. So 15th paragraph is very, very, very important, children. Whenever our relatives visit our place and all, of course and obviously we take them to the sightseeing places in and around of our place where we residing. So similarly, some relatives or some friends, they came to our narrator's place and they were asking to let them go to the zoo, visit zoo and see. And also, as already they knew about Bruno, they said that why can't we once visit and see Bruno. That's how even narrators relatives and all, they made their visit to the zoo and they even inquired and they have even seen Bruno there. And as soon as they came back, they just reported to narrator's wife saying that Bruno is not okay. Physically it's looking to be seen good and fit enough, but it as we inquired the caretakers there, it stopped taking food. And the same thing, even it is fretting, it's looking so restless and it is not taking food. As soon as she heard that, it was too long for her to control, then the narrator, he uses the word, it was I managed to restrain my wife from visiting Mysore. Restrain is to stop. I tried my level best to stop my wife, but now it is unstoppable. Then she has just only given one warning, to her husband. Will you take me or shall I go? Will you take me to the zoo to see my Bruno, or shall I go by train or bus or whatever the modes of transport I need to make it? Then finally, narrator had to agree by looking at the miserable status of his wife, saying yes, and she was taken to the zoo. So let's continue what happens in the next session, children. Hope all of you have understood. So in this particular third module, what could you see, the major thing, major turning point in the story is Bruno was sent to the zoo, and whatever the effect could be seen on Bruno, and also narrator's wife was saying it is fretting. They were so restless and both of them have stopped taking food. Let's see whether the climax ending is going to be good or something miserable. So let's meet in the next session, children. This is Vijaya signing off.